You've heard people say the carnivore diet is just a fad or that it's just unhealthy and restrictive. Maybe you're thinking of giving it a try but feeling overwhelmed by all the conflicting opinions. If you've been hesitant to start because of these myths, then you're in the right place. You'll gain a clear understanding of the truth behind these myths so you can confidentially decide if the carnivore diet is right for you. Misunderstanding these myths could keep you stuck in a cycle of doubt, missing out on the potential health benefits and simplicity to the diet offers. Myth number 1. A common myth is that the carnivore diet lacks essential nutrition foods. You're missing out on the vitamins and the minerals that the body needs to function. But is it really true that you can't get all the nutrition from animal sources without foods and without carbs? Critics argue that without a variety of food groups, your diet can't be balanced. They claim that eating only meat leaves you without key nutrients like vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants that are typically found in plants. However, it's important to know that animal products provide high level of bioavailable nutrients like iron, zinc, and B vitamins, which are often hard to absorb from plant sources. Some people worry about vitamin C deficiency, but fresh meat contains small amount of vitamin C that can meet your needs when your carb intake is low. Additionally, those following the carnivore diet report improvements in digestion, suggesting that the lack of fiber isn't as problematic as it seems. On the contrary, fiber can cause your gut inflammation from some people, which makes the absence of potentially beneficial for certain individuals. The truth is, the carnivore diet can provide all the nutrition your body needs if done correctly. You just need to understand the nutrition profiles of the animal products you consume. Now, let's tackle another myth, that the carnivore diet is too restrictive and impossible to stick to. The carnivore diet is too restrictive and unsustainable. Many believe that eliminating everything but animal products makes the carnivore diet too restrictive, making it impossible to maintain long term. People often assume that the lack of variety will lead to boredom, causing most to quit. But is the diet really as hard to stick to as people think? Critics say that removing fruits, vegetables, grains, and dairy is not only extreme, but also limit your social and dining options. They claim this restriction makes it unsustainable for most people. While it's true that the carnivore diet requires a shift in habits, many find it freeing once they adapt. For instance, instead of spending time planning complex meal or worrying about food combination, they enjoy the simplicity of knowing exactly what they eat. People who have tried the diet and commented to it often report feeling satisfied, thanks to the high fat and protein content, which naturally reduce hunger and cravings. A common objection is that eating out becomes challenging, but plenty of restaurants serve simple meat dish and you can always ask for adjustments. The key is reframing the concept of restriction as a means to eliminate intention and simplify eating habits. The carnivore diet's simplicity can make it more sustainable and satisfying that other diets, especially when cravings and meal prep are reduced. It's all about adjusting your mindset to see the benefits of simplicity. Now, let's address a final myth, that the carnivore diet is just another fad. The carnivore diet is just another fad. Some people dismiss the carnivore diet as a fad that will fade away, like many other popular diets before it. Critics argue that it's just another extreme approach that promise quick results but lacks scientific backing. But is the carnivore diet really just a passing trend, or does it have more substance? Detractors often point out that extreme diets tend to lose popularity once people realize that aren't sustainable or effective in the long run. They argue that the carnivore diet is not effective. However, the history of human diets tells a different story. Cultures around the world have thrived on animal-based diets for centuries, showing that this approach isn't new as someone thinks. Modern-day proponents, including medical professionals, are increasingly studying and promoting the carnivore diet for its effectiveness in managing conditions like autoimmune disease, inflammation, and even mental health issues. Take Dr. Shaw Baker, who has popularized the diet with clinical evidence and personal success stories from thousands of patients. Yes, other fad diets have come and gone, but the carnivore diet's growing body of research and historical evidence sets it apart as more than just a trend. The carnivore diet isn't just a fad, it is backed by history and growing scientific interest, making it a legitimate dietary option. When you dig deeper, you find that it offers a solution foundation beyond quick fix trends. The carnivore diet causes high cholesterol and heart disease. A major concern people have is that eating only meat, especially fat cuts, will cause high cholesterol levels and leading to heart disease. This fear is rooted in decades of dietary advice warning against saturated fat and cholesterol. But does the science really support this concern when it comes to the carnivore diet? Critics argue that the carnivore diet, being rich in red meat and animal fat, will raise LDL cholesterol, which they claim is a direct pathway to heart disease. They often point to traditional diet guidelines that recommend reducing red meat consumption. However, recent studies show that higher LDL levels don't necessarily correlate with an increased risk of heart disease, particularly when inflammation markers and triglycerides are low, conditions often observed in carnivore diet followers. People on the carnivore diet frequently report improved HDL, good cholesterol levels, and lower inflammation markers. A counterexample is the experience of Dr. Paul Saladino, a prominent advocate whose own blood markers improved despite a high intake of animal fat. Yes, some individuals might experience a rise in LDL, but it's crucial to consider the overall context of blood markers rather than one isolated number. The carnivore diet does not inherently cause heart disease. Instead, it may improve other critical markers of health when followed properly. It's about understanding the bigger picture of health, not just cholesterol levels. Now, let's explore the next myth, that the carnivore diet causes weight gain due to its high fat content. The carnivore diet causes weight gain because it's high fat content. Some people worry that eating a high fat all meat diet will inevitably lead to weight gain. The concern is that without calorie restriction, all the fat consumed will accumulate as of body fat. But weight gain a genuine issue on the carnivore diet, or is this concern based on misunderstanding how the diet works? Critics argue that because the carnivore diet is high in calorie, particularly from fat, it's impossible to lose weight without carefully managing portion sizes. They assume that eating freely on a high-fat diet leads to calorie overload. However, the carnivore diet naturally promotes satiety, meaning often people find themselves eating less overall without even trying to restrict calories. The absence of carbohydrates also stabilizes insulin levels, which helps regulate fat storage. Real-life example shows many how have switched to the carnivore diet, losing significantly amounts of weight while consuming fat cuts of meat like ribeye. People following this diet often report a reduction of body fat and improvements in body composition, showing that the high fat content doesn't automatically transition to weight gain. The carnivore diet doesn't cause weight gain. It can actually promote weight loss by stabilizing insulin and increasing satiety. It's about letting your body regulate its hunger signals efficiently. Now that we have debunked these myths, let's wrap up with a key takeaway on why understanding these truths is so important. Carnivore diet isn't as one-dimensional as people often think. It's a simple, nutrition-rich, and sustainable approach when done right. Misunderstanding the myths can hold you back from potential health benefits. If you want to learn more about the carnivore diet, please press the video on the screen right now and subscribe for more insight on the carnivore diet.
Most people think that protein is the secret to carnivore success. There's the twist. It's actually fat that makes the bigger difference. Today I'm breaking down exactly how fat fuels your body and make the diet work. Most of us are actually using fats wrong, and it holds us back. Stay with me and I'll show you how you can use fat to unlock focus, energy, and real results on the carnivore diet. The first point is why eating enough fats is not negotiable on carnivore. Because many people believe that feeling low in energy, they feel that they are low in energy and they feel hungry or unsatisfied on the carnivore. You can often feel that you're hungry late at night, that you want to have a snack, or that you don't feel stuffed when you have just eaten. That it is hard to get that feeling that you get when you eat a lot of carbs. And what you can do then is that you can eat a lot of fats to get the stuffed feeling. You can start your meal with eating fats or butter for the start of your meal, and then you can continue to eat your meal to get that stuffed feeling after you have eaten. Because you don't get this, you eat too little fat, and that is why you are feeling these types of and the mistake that most of us are doing is that assuming that protein alone will provide energy and fullness. And that is something that is so easy that you can eat a lot of meat and you can skip the fats for getting all the benefits of the carnivore diet. But protein is anything without enough fat, because it can leave you feeling depleted and hungry. And that is something that will become an issue in the long run if you don't eat as much fat as you should. Because some say that increasing protein is enough for energy, but this can cause energy crashes, and since the body may turn excess protein into glucose, and that is something that we don't want when we eat in a day. We want to feel full, and we want to have a steady flow of energy between minutes and throughout the day. It shouldn't be possible to not eat, for instance, for 16 hours, for 23 or even longer when you're eating this way, because if you eat a lot of fat, you get full anyway. And if we balance our fat intake, we will stabilize the blood sugar and reduce cravings. And the cravings is the problem when we overeat and when we get those cravings for sugar and for carbs. And that is something that we don't want, because we want to stay away from those kind of feelings. And people with low fat often have energy dips and more cravings. When you feel these cravings, try to eat more fats, because that is something that help you in the long run. And now, when we have talked about this, I will explain how much fat you need to eat on the carnivore diet. Because point number 2 is how to find your optimal fat to protein ratio. Not all fat to protein ratios work equal well for everyone, because the carnivore diet isn't a one-size-fits-all. It is something that you need to try, and it is a little bit of trial and error to get everything right and in the right place. Because it's better to find your personal balance. That is the crucial point for getting energy and satisfaction for you. What works for you maybe don't work for me, and the other way around. It is an eliminating diet where you should eliminate the things that triggers you in the first hand, and you should eliminate in that way what you can eat that will satisfy you. So that is something that is really important. And now we should go over how you should dial in the right ratios for your needs. Because the challenge is people, or you, maybe often eat too much protein and too little fat. If you take a look at the chicken breast, for instance, that is something that is really protein rich, but it has a low ratio protein to fat, because it's a lean cut of meat. It has a little protein, it has a little fat in it. That is something that won't get us full. It don't become that energy that we want. Then we have to add something to that from the chicken breast, for instance. Because more protein equals more muscle can lead to disrupted energy. And if we have an example of how much protein you should eat, because eating a 1-to-1 ratio by weight might leave you hungry or tired. If you, in the other way, if you try to find an 80-to-20 fat to protein ratio, you can feel sluggish if protein is too low. And if you start with around 17% fat and 30% protein, by calories for balance, energy, and muscle support, then you will feel much fulfillment or in your energy levels. The thing is that you should try to fine tune those levels and get the right ratio that is right for you. And that is something that only you can answer, and that is something you should try to fine tune and see. And the easiest way to do that is that you use a scale and you monitor your food for a little while and see how much you are eating in the different macronutrients. It's important to weigh your meals for a little while and see how much you're eating to get a feel. Then when you have a feeling, you can take a step back and not weigh your food and think about the calorie intake, think about the macronutrients and do journaling in that. But it's a good way to start to journal your food. And fine-tuning your ratios will improve stable energy and mental clarity and satiety. And that is something that we are after, to have those 3 elements in place so we can feel calmness in the body and not be controlled with foods. Because that is something that is a real struggle to be in that hostile takeover over the food. And that is something that makes the carnivore diet more effective and sustainable for you when you get these ratios dialed in for your type and with your ideal ratio. Now we should talk about the quality fats to keep it simple and effective. because that is something that we want as well, an effective way to get that ratio that we're after. Because the point 3 is the best source of fat to sustain energy and health. And choosing the right fats is crucial for a successful carnivore diet, because it's different fats that you can choose. You got seed oil, you got butter, and it's hard maybe sometimes to know what to choose. Quality fats makes a real difference in energy and nutrition, because if you want to feel a balanced diet, you want to have quality fat. And what is quality fat then? I want to break down the best fat sources and how to include them, because not all fats are equal. Lower quality fats can disrupt energy level and nutrition. That is something that we need to have in place, check in place, know what fats we should eat, because not every fat is something that we should eat. And if we look at the recommendations, is that you should eat grass-fed butter or butter just itself. One way is to eat unsalted butter and make different things with that type of butter. The salt in the butter isn't that important, but if you like that kind of way, and then you can eat the butter, for instance, if you have a hard time to digest the butter. I have started to freeze small cubes of butter and have that in the freezers. And then when you are you want to eat something, you take a little small cube of butter and you get that calm feeling in the body that you want. You don't have that craving anymore for as much food. So that is a great way. And tallow is another great fat source that you can. That is a great way. Suet is another great fat source as well. And of course, fatty cuts of meat like ribeye is a great example. But the key point with those fatty steaks is that it can be something that is pricey, and that is something that makes people shy away from trying this diet. Me myself included. That was a big hurdle for me just to start the diet, because I thought that I should eat high quality meats to get this diet started, and that was something that I was wrong about, and because you can eat different parts of the animal, you don't need to have the most exclusive parts of the animal. And of course, if you have the budget for it, I don't have it. If you have the budget for it, of course you should eat the most quality pieces of the animal that you're eating. Some say that oils like olive and avocado are fine, but these lacks the nutrition and satiety of animal fats. You should lean on the animal fats, and butter is cheap and a fantastic source of energy if you want to look into fats. And animal-based fats align with carnivore principles, providing better energy and satiety. That is more that we should look into, instead of placing some type of animal butter in a box that fits the diet. It's more important that you feel better when you're eating these types of animal fats. And if it's tallow that is something that is better for you, then butter, do that. Because I've seen people that low tallow and feel fantastic or on that type or fat source for fuel. And then the thing that you should start with is to stick with high quality animal fats to see noticeable improvements. That is something that you should start, of course, to have the high quality on what you're choosing. If you're choosing butter, take butter that haven't a lot of ingredients in them that aren't good. If you're taking tallow, look up what kind of tallow that you're eating. It's important to have a feel for what you're eating. And with high quality animal fats, help you feel full longer and boost your energy levels. And that is what we have talked about in this video, about how you should do to boost yourself in the best way. Because this switch improves daily well-being with minimal effort. Now that you know which fact source to focus on, let's look on the way to keep your knowledge into action. Because getting your fat intake right on the carnivore diet is essential to reach the best energy, full fitness, and consistency on your results. And if you're interested in checking out more of these types of videos, click this video and you will be taken to more tips that go in depth on how you should treat this carnivore diet. So click on this video now, and I see you over there in this video. You mentioned trying different diets before landing on the carnivore diet. What made the carnivore diet stand out for you compared to others, like calorie counting or low-fat diets? I haven't done so much low-fat diets, but I have made calorie counting and I have calorie counted as well on the carnivore diet. And I feel the less I do those kind of things, the better I will feel inside myself, because it's so restrictive to have carb goal that you, or I should say a calorie goal that you should eat a restrictive of those calories. I feel that I get more hungry with this. Other diets that I've tried is the keto and LCHF diet, and that is something that I really enjoyed, and that is the first step I took into the low carb world. And I have always felt best when I have eaten a low carb diet, and the carnivore diet is something that takes everything to a new level, that makes the energy levels I get so much focus when I'm eating like this, and I really enjoy it, and it is something that is so unbelievable that you can just change a few little things and feel so remarkable, much better, and get so much more energy inside yourself and a clear focus. Can you walk us through the mental and emotional shift that happens when you saw that picture of yourself last Christmas? How did that moment fuel your commitment? And to back this up was that I saw a picture of myself last Christmas. That was the worst thing that I have ever seen. This is me last Christmas. I weigh 20 kilos more than I do right now. And this was the start of the carnivore diet for me. This was the trigger for me. When I saw this, I was happy. It was one day before Christmas, and I was handing over a Christmas gift to my boss at my work. And when I saw that picture, I couldn't believe that I was so huge. That was something that I couldn't believe it. I felt so bad inside when I was so embarrassed when I saw that picture. So I couldn't even, I just wanted to go home and drag something over my head and sleep until spring. That was something that was so embarrassing to me. And the way that fueled my commitment to stick to this diet is something that it was a real trigger. I have a friend that has talked to me for 1.5 years that I should start this diet, and this picture made me take a leap and start the diet, and that was the best decision I have made for a long period of time. You described the carnivore diet as simple and easy to follow. What do you think makes simplicity so effective when it comes to achieving long-term success without a diet? And the simplicity with the carnivore diet is something that is the best part, because it's so simple to eat. Many talk about, it's so repetitive and it's and they have so many issues with it. But if you think about the American standard diet, that is something that is repetitive in that way, because if you think about it, you eat a lot of pasta, you eat a lot of potatoes, and you eat a lot of the same things over and over again. If you just look at your daily habits or weekly habits of what you're eating on that diet, you can see that it is repetitive as well. And the thing that scares people off is that you need to eat organs or a liver, that they don't like that. But I don't eat liver. I don't like it. I haven't eaten liver for almost 20 years, I believe. And so you don't need to eat that kind of nutrition or foods. You can eat
for instance, ground beef, and do different things with that instead. You describe the carnivore diet as simple and easy to follow. What were some of the biggest challenges during the first 6 months? And how did you overcome the difficulties in the second half of your journey? The most difficult things was maybe not the first 6 months, or it was the first 30 days that was the hardest for me. I felt that it was hard to change the diet and change everything that is on. If you're eating a lot of sugar and carbs, it's so hard to just from one day to another just cold turkey and do something totally new. So that was the hardest part of that, to do just a mindset shift from New Year's Eve to the 1st of January, when you stop eating everything that you have enjoyed for years. So that was the hardest part, and now it's much easier to stay for this diet for a longer period of time. Social pressure seems to be a big issue, especially in work or social settings. How did you handle situations when you felt pressured to confirm the other eating habits? And what advice would you give someone that is in the same position? And if you take a lunch break at my work, it's really interesting when you're not having pasta, rice or potatoes in your lunchbox, that you only have meat, for instance, that you have mixed something together, or that you only have ground beef. That is something that is so difficult for people to understand. I've got at least one question each lunch break. What are you eating? Why are you eating like that? And it's kind of funny, because I've never talked to anybody and not asked anybody what they are eating and commenting on why they are eating what they are eating, because nothing could be so uninteresting like that. If they want to eat same thing or eat in what kind of way, it doesn't matter to me. Because if they want to eat pasta and if they want to eat bread or something like that to a lunch, it's up to them. It's not up for me. I should be able. The thing is that it's different, and everything that's different is something that is scary. Many are being scared for something that is different and new, because you can do whatever with that. And the advice I should give you is that you should just, I'm trying something new, or you can just say that, I'm not into that kind of foods, or I just want to try this out because I have issues and I want to eliminate some food groups to see what's best. And you mentioned feeling energized from the start, but that the weight loss slowed down after 6 months. How did you stay motivated during the slower pace? And of course, it's great when you see the weight go down in a steep level at first. I almost lost 10 kilos in the first month, in the first 1.5 months. And that is something that is so comforting. You get a lot of self-esteem. You feel on everything when your clothes are not fitting anymore, and you feel so energized. And when everything slows down, it becomes, then everything, you need to start working with yourself at that point. And it was hard because I started to gain a little bit. I gained 1 to 2 kilos over the summer, and that was something that I was afraid of, that I'm starting to lose everything right at this moment. But now I'm back on track again and starting to lose weight. I have started to eat 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day, and I should try tomorrow I should try 1 meal a day. It sounds like consistency was the key factor in your success. Can you describe the specific routines or habits you developed to stay consistent even on difficult days? And the routines I have isn't so, I I have no issues with eating the same things over and over again. I have no issues with that at all. And when it get difficult days, it's just to stay on track and do, to hold the line and understand what is your why with this diet and why do you want to lose weight and feel better and healing your body. That is the most important thing. You touched on feeling calmer around food. Can you expand on how the carnivore diet affects your relationship with food and eating habits over time? And I have a real struggle with foods because it's so hard to eat only a small portions of sugar and carbs, because I have a struggle that I overeat a lot when I eat carbs and sugar. So for me, it doesn't work to have a relationship with high carb diet. And what the carnivore diet does is that it keeps those levels down and everything feels much better, and it's so much easier to stay on track. And finally, when you're looking back on these 10 months, what has been the most surprising or unexpected benefits of following the carnivore diet? The most surprising and unexpected thing is on the carnivore diet is that I feel so darn good on eating only one thing and meat only. And meat only, with that I mean that you can eat seafood, you can eat fish, you can eat meats. And that is something that is so surprising to me about the carnivore diet, that I can sustain a long-term diet with this, only eating one type of foods and feeling so satisfied and so energized. That is something that has been so surprising about living on the carnivore diet for 10 months. And that is something that I couldn't believe from the first start, that I'm so happy that I tried it, and I'm so happy that my friend asked me to try to convince me to start this diet over and over again for 1.5 years. And when I started it, it felt so good. And that was something that was so fantastic to feel that feeling. And if you're interested in learning more about the carnivore diet, you should press this video, because in this video I will talk about what happens next on your journey to become a stronger and better you. Maybe you heard about the buzz that is about the carnivore diet, but are you ready to find out why it could be the single best health move you've ever made? It's time to cut through the noise around diets and focus on one that doesn't leave you guessing about what to eat. If you're tired of endless choices and diets that only work temporarily, this might be the answer you search for. Here's why you have tried everything else and are switching to the carnivore diet and actually seeing results. Imagine a life with clearer skin, more energy, stable mood, and metabolism that works with you, not against you. All of the simple, no-nonsense approach of the carnivore diet. And I will break down everything in 10 simple steps that you can follow. And let's start and let's begin. The first point is mental clarity and focus. Have you ever felt that sluggish feeling in the afternoon when you have had a lunch break and you've eaten a lot of lunch, and by 2-3 in the afternoon you feel that crash and you feel so sluggish and don't know how to start and how to pick everything up again? Many diets claims to boost energy but leads to blood sugar crashes, and that is something that is so hard to get and to feel in the afternoon. Then you want that sugar rush, you take a piece of, for instance, a cookie, a soda, something to just keep your energy levels up for a few hours more in the afternoon. And the carnivore diet has people experience sharper mental clarity throughout the day. Carbs cause blood sugar spikes, leading to brain fog and energy dips. On carb-heavy diets, focus fades in the afternoon
affecting productivity, and you will get a lot more productivity on this diet because you have a stable insulin level and the stable blood levels, and the energy will keep you far longer and than on other diets. With the carnivore diet, steady energy from meat supports longer in the zone focus. So longer you're reducing carbs alone can maintain focus, but even healthy carbs often cause crashes. Carnivore diet helps you maintain mental clarity and reduces the mood, the needs for a midday pick-me-ups or cookies and the sugar drinks of any kind. Carnivore diet helps you maintain mental clarity and reduces the mood, the needs for a midday pick-me-ups or cookies and the sugar drinks of any kind. Do you reach for coffee or snacks just to get you throughout the day? Many of us has felt this feeling where we just don't know where to go next when we don't have as much energy, and we take the 7th cup of coffee that day, and it doesn't do anything more than takes us longer down the energy loss level hole. And that is something that we don't feel on the carnivore diet, because people feel energized from the morning to night. You will have steady energy. That means less resilience on sugary and caffeinated boosts. I have started my day with drinking coffee to breakfast, and then take 2 or maybe 3 cups of coffee more before lunch. And then in the afternoon you get that crash when even coffee will take you up again to feel boosted again. And animal-based food digests slowly, providing steady energy. That is something that we want as well. We want steady boost of energy throughout the day, because carbs gives you a quick burst of cause crashes and will cause crashes, unlike gradual resilience from protein and fat. After carb-heavy breakfast, energy dips will quickly come, and after leading to that you will snack a little bit more and you will boost yourself with sugar over and over again. And critics say that low carb diets achieve this too, but eliminating carbs fully stabilize your energy levels. So with the carnivore diet, energy lasts all day, keeping you alert and without caffeine or sugar. Of course, you can drink caffeine if you like to, but you will stay away from the sugars that will take you down in a never-ending binge eating. And now I will talk about the surprising impact this has on the mood, because the third thing is improved mood and reduced anxiety. And the carnivore diet isn't just physical, it also improves your mental well-being. Many people report a more stable and mood and less anxiety, and that is something that is so fantastic on this diet, that you feel stable, more stable in the mood, and you get less of those dips when you're eating so clean food that lacks totally carbs and sugar. And this is something that will also transform and not have those ups and downs in dips of energy or emotional ups and downs, because protein and fat support brain health, and eliminating sugar lowers inflammation in the body as well. Sugary foods causes quick energy and lows, which impact your stability as well. And it's the same with the mood. You get a more stable mood and a more stable mindset for everything, and energy levels become so much deeper, and will get much more. You will feel much more productivity throughout the day. And while balanced diets help, many balanced plans include food linked to mood swings. People on the carnivore diet often feel that they can often feel calm and report reduced anxiety within weeks. That is something that I meant with the carnivore diet as well, that you feel instantly that you get so much calmer, and you don't, and the force that the meal and the food meals has on you when you eat carb heavy types of diets, then you feel so much better on this diet to have that calm feeling inside your body, and the energy levels that feels so fantastic. With mood, focus, and energy covered, we should talk about weight loss on this carnivore diet, because the fourth thing we're going to talk about is weight loss without calorie counting. And have you heard that? Is it possible to do that? And because tracking every calorie can be exhausting. I know when I start to track everything, it becomes so freaky. It becomes a champion on it in about as long as I have took. It is 14 days, I believe. I track everything, every meal, everything. I weighed everything for 14 days, and then I just, this is so boring. I can't do this because I forgot about it because it was so darn boring. I couldn't do it. And many people experience weight loss on the carnivore diet without calorie counting. They don't calorie count, they just eat to feel satisfied, and then they stop, and then they eat the next time again on the next meal. Because animal-based diets like carnivore will regulate hunger automatically and naturally. That is something that you will get the benefits of as well when you feel the hunger inside you, and you will have a natural regulate of hunger. Protein and fats are filling, that makes it difficult to overeat, and that is not indicates that you are overeating calories, because if we don't think about that, because it's hard to eat, for instance, a lot of fat. If you have ground beef that are 20% fat, and you fry it in a lot of butter, and you have butter to it as well, so you get a lot of hard fat food, then it's hard to overeat, because you can eat somewhat. You cannot eat a lot of that. You can maybe eat 200-300 grams if you're really hungry, but then you feel satisfied, and you are satisfied with that meal. It's hard to overeat on that. For example, you can snack on chips and quickly add hundreds of calories. You can eat hundreds of calories of butter as well, but I promise you won't eat as much, the same amount of butter calories as you do with chips, because it's different types of calories. And critics claims that weight loss is only about calories in versus out. But nutrition quality matters too, and that is true, of course. And that we have the quality of what you're eating. And animal food satisfy metabolism, so you not constantly hunger or counting calories. Because on other diets, it's more important to count the calories than you feel satisfied. So you count just the calories, and you don't mind how you're feeling. The carnivore diet offers a simple way to manage weight, focusing on eating until satisfied. That is something that is so great. And now we should talk about the benefits of what this diet brings.